The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. At that time, Jesus said to his disciples, "There will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on the earth distress of nations in perplexity, because of the roaring of the sea and the waves, people fainting with fear and with foreboding of what is coming on the world. For the powers of the heavens will be shaken, and then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now, when these things begin to take place, straighten up and raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. But watch yourselves, lest your hearts be weighed down with dissipation and drunkenness and cares of this life, and that day come upon you suddenly like a trap. For it will come upon all who dwell on the face of the whole earth. But stay awake at all times, praying that you may have strength to escape all these things that are going to take place, and to stand before the Son of Man." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you. We enter in the church and we see the Advent color, the purple. We see the Advent wreath. We sing Advent songs. And then the Gospel reading doesn't seem so much like Christmas-like. It's about the end of times. And beware that your hearts do not become drowsy from carousing and drunkenness and the anxieties of daily life, and that they catch you by surprise like a trap. So that's what we want to avoid. And if Jesus tells it to us, it's so that we avoid it. He also says that that will be the time to straighten up and raise our heads, because the Son of Man will be coming in a cloud with power and great glory. So the church begins the year by starting with the end. Advent takes off by talking about the end of times, that is, the second coming of Jesus. And the church places last things first. And actually, when you think about it, starting with the end is a good place to begin with. Because when we know where we're going, we have a sense of where we're heading, and we can set on a journey. Advent is a journey. And the end goal for us is union with God in heaven. Actually, there's more than one Advent, more than one coming of Christ. There's, of course, the historical Advent, amazing moment when God came to live with us in Jesus, the Word made flesh. And he calls God the Father his Father, and he teaches us to call God the Father our Father as well. This is amazing, amazing time. First coming of Jesus, the first Advent. God coming in the world. Then there's the glorious Advent, the coming back of Jesus, second coming, that he has announced. And we need to prepare for that, so we're ready and we're standing and we have our heads up because we are friends with Jesus and we are happy to see him come. And in between all that, there's a third Advent according to St. Bernard, and probably you know because you heard about it before. Where does he come? What is his third coming? His third coming is in our hearts. And the third coming is every time Jesus comes to see us, to meet us, especially in the Eucharist. Jesus is going to come on the altar tonight for us, and is going to come in us as well as we receive the Eucharist. Jesus has said, I am with you till the ends of the world. So we're not left by ourselves. We still have this presence, though mysterious, sacramental, but real presence of Jesus. Three comings of Jesus: historical, the end of times, and in between in our hearts. And we must prepare to be ready for the hidden advent of Jesus at Mass today, and also for the glorious advent when Jesus returns. If we do forget his second coming, we risk to be like these people in Bethlehem and others who were not ready to receive Jesus when he came, and who were surprised. But lots of them were also prepared, and they did recognize Jesus. Think of the shepherds, think of Joseph and Mary, think of the Magi, think of the disciple of Jesus who recognized him as the Messiah. And so now we need to focus not only on the first coming of Jesus, not only on Christmas. Of course, we are waiting for the celebration of Christmas with expectation, but also we want to focus on the last Advent. Jesus tells us to get ready. And during this Advent, something's going to happen for us. Advent is the coming of Jesus, but for us, it's a time of waiting. Think of the people of the time of Jesus. Did they expect God to come like a baby? Yes, some did. Did they expect him to live a very normal life like everyone? Maybe not. Did they expect him to love us so much that he would die for us? Probably not. And did they expect Jesus to be so close and to be their friends like he was for the apostles? Probably not. So let us be surprised. Jesus will have some surprises for us during this Advent. What is it? I don't know. But let's open our eyes and our hearts to be aware. We are warned, and we need to take action. We cannot say and do as if we didn't know that Jesus is coming back. We didn't act as if we didn't know that we're loved by God. We cannot act as if we didn't know that Jesus is coming back. And there's a story, of when the Americans went toward the moon with the Challenger shuttle. Well, unfortunately, on the 20th January 1986, it exploded, and there were some 7 crew on board. What is very sad is that some engineers had sent a warning, and many times they knew that some engineers, they knew that there was a very big seal ring, rubber ring, to seal the rocket. And some NASA engineers, they had said, once we put that into space, it's going to freeze, and it's not going to behave as we expect at normal temperatures. It might crack. And it's not just one person who said that. So it was a real warning. And they decided to not care and launch anyway. And the leak happened, and it led to the explosion. That's a very practical example of people who are warned, but they decide to not take the precaution and work forward anyway, but with crew on board. Well, for us it's our life, and we're warned, and we even have the solution. What's the solution? Is to be close to Jesus, because when we're with him, we're safe. So what are we going to change during this Advent? What can we do? Are we just going to leave it as all the other days? Wouldn't be interesting. So here are a few suggestions. Go to confession at least once before Christmas. Then on the newsletter there are some prayers, and why not say one of these prayers every day before dinner? You choose one of them, or you find other ones, and before dinner say a prayer alone or as a family. That's a little sign to say, Jesus, I'm waiting for you to come. I remember you're coming at Christmas, and I'm waiting for you to come in my life. I invite you. And also, of course, it's a matter of the heart. We can tell him now even, Jesus, thank you for coming more than 2,000 years ago in this world. Jesus, thank you because we trust you're going to come tonight in the Eucharist. And Jesus, during this Advent, I want to let myself be surprised by your coming in my life. That I give you permission to come in my life, to change things for the better. And I want to take this time to come closer to God, to be able to welcome you when you come on the last day.